What's up, AtoZSports Live, the Titan Game Day Live, the post-game show. The Titans win. They beat the Chiefs 26-9, a complete blowout. And there's a lot to talk about here. We've got a grade Cam Ward. We talk about Tony Pollard continuing his run, which is crazy. Guys making plays on offense, on defense. Special teams coming through, the refs screwing things up for Jeffrey Simmons again. And so we're going to talk about it all, and I'll have to remember how to do this thing because it has been a long time since I've done a post-game show for a Titans win. We'll discuss all of these topics and Cam Ward's performance, his first home win of his Titans career, and we'll update what does this do for the draft order as the results are starting to pile in across the NFL in Week 16. I see people talking about, are you still high on Matt Nagy? Like, you think Matt Nagy was going to do anything today with what the Chiefs had rolling out there with left tackle 6 and right tackle 5 and Ole Oken or whatever his name is? That's a basketball player. But come on now. That's ridiculous to think that the Chiefs are hanging this loss on Matt Nagy's shoulders. The coordinator who doesn't call plays. That's it. That's his fault. So we're going to have a big-time post-game show here. Hope everybody is off and celebrating. Maybe you're already off work, which means Monday can be a little silly. We'll talk about Gardner Minshew's injury and our X factors. I see a comment on the chat that's going to kind of go to JT's X factor here in a bit. But JT, tell the people what they got to do before we officially get this thing rolling.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Merry Christmas, I guess. This is your The Titans give you a gift, which is a win here as they improve to 3-12. Super exciting, really solid victory all the way around from every facet of the game. Let's enjoy what is by the way, Austin, you come back and all of a sudden now we're winning on the post-game show again. So there you go. You can take that monkey off your shoulder as you now get to celebrate a win on the game day show. Need a couple things from you guys. First and foremost, to celebrate this win, hit that like button, smash that like button, lock in and like the show. As Ann says, lock in, like the show, and declare as eligible. No truer words have been spoken. And that's a good one. Hit that like button, guys. If you're on YouTube, that like button goes a long way. It may more than you think. It gets the show on other Titans fans' feeds so they can join in on this show and react to the Titans win over the Chiefs. If you're on Facebook as well, we appreciate you over there as well. Hit that like button, like the show, and hit that share button in the bottom right corner to share the show with a friend. Get as many Titans fans in here as possible. And let's get going.
Yep, let's officially welcome in the AtoZSports, the Titan Game Day Live, the post-game show. The Titans victorious in a big way, 26-9 over the Kansas City Chiefs that have so many injuries that Mike Vrabel's like, dang, you guys had a tough day today from the 2021 season for the Titans. But before we officially get going and discuss all that happened in Cam Ward's first regular season win at Nissan Stadium, got to thank our great sponsors here on our Titan Game Day Live. As the Titans are now 3-12 on the season. Shout out to X Golf, who have more locations than the Titans win this season in Nashville, in Murfreesboro, Nashville, Hermitage, and in Franklin. 4 locations, a home and indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. PlayXGolf.com. BTA Sports, I made a bunch of money. You can use code ATOZSports when you download the BTA Sports app. You get a 14-day free trial before we get a 12-month subscription, of $79. That gets you 12 months. That's next football season after these playoffs and Major League Baseball with BTA Sports. Botero Carts, life is short. Get yourself a golf cart, 2 locations to serve you, Columbia and Gallatin. Lipscomb University Sport Analytics Program, turning your passion into a career. The Barrel Social Club, real poker, real players. The Barrel Social Club is Kentucky and Tennessee's poker destination. And T-Dot's Nobody Trashes Tennessee campaign. Be part of the solution to end littering at NobodyTrashesTennessee.com. JT, my goodness. I mean,
yes.
This is going to be a highly debated win. As D-Red says, this is going to end the tank, right? So we're not going to talk about that out of the gates because there's a lot of good stuff. I think it's worth talking about the good stuff here. But your initial reaction on the Titans really running away from the Chiefs here. There's a lot of things on why this happened, but 26-9. Is this what you expected when you were needing juice this morning from the chat? When I was saying drop your juice emojis, you got a bunch of juice. The Titans had that juice to back it up too.
They certainly did. They had as much juice as possible, specifically, which I think is the biggest takeaway, the young guys today. I know we talked about it, but just getting that experience, we talked about it pregame, getting the experience, win or lose today, was going to be a huge thing. And it looked like today specifically, Chimere Dike, Alec Ayumanner, both kind of smashed through that rookie wall type thing that they had been hitting the past couple of weeks. They looked really, really good. You also had on the defensive side of the ball, right? James Williams coming up with some big time plays in relief of Cedric Gray, who was not out there today. Unfortunately, Marcus Harris goes down early in that game. It certainly was not the game I was expecting whatsoever. You go from Gardner Minshew playing about 4 plays to then being hurt and out in this game, and it kind of just goes off the rails there. But nonetheless, it's a great spot for the rookies on this team, especially Cam Ward and those wide receivers. I think it also, you have to look at what they're doing in the run game right now and feel so good about that regardless. It's no longer just a one-off thing. This has been 3 weeks in a row. Tony Pollard eclipses 100 yards rushing once again. We had that whole conversation last week or 2 weeks ago about does it means a lot when you can get your running back over 100 yards? Absolutely, all the time. And so that's exactly what they did today. And now you look at what Tony Pollard has. I believe he is now, I think, 51 yards away from eclipsing 1,000 yet again. He started the day with 51, because he started the day with 847. He got 102 today, so that's 950 or 949. It is 51 yards to eclipse 1,000 yards there. So, I mean, in 2 games, I feel pretty confident that Tony Pollard will do that. But once again, for as much as this was, once again, a very preseason-esque game, you can look to the penalties in this game, sloppy football from that perspective, but all around, super promising game from the young guys.
It's super promising from everybody. And so yes. I did want to, Eric Castillo's commented this a million times, so I'm just going to show it. I was going to show it anyway, but the JV Chiefs team, right? And that's what we talked about in the pregame show, the halftime show of this is a shell of the Chiefs. The only thing the Chiefs have in common with the teams that we've seen in Super Bowls is they wore the same jerseys and helmets. This team is not what we talked about this in the pregame show. I'll pull up the graphic that JT made, which was notable Chiefs that are inactive or on IR for today's game. And that is Patrick Mahomes, obviously, Rashee Rice, Leo Chanel, Trent McDuffie, Tyquan Thornton, Jawan Taylor, Josh Simmons, Jalen Moore. That doesn't even mention Wanye Morris, who has been out. So that's 4 offensive tackles. So you had guys that have been around for a week or two playing left and right tackle. And then Gardner Minshew goes down early. And I don't know if you saw this right as the game was ending, but Adam Schefter puts out there that they are fearing a torn ACL for Gardner Minshew.
Wow, that's not what I expected it was.
No, me either, which is crazy. And so, because
Chiefs quarterbacks, I guess, are cursed down the stretch.
Back-to-back weeks of torn ACL. I mean, that's not confirmed. That's a fear right there. So, I did want to bring that up, and I will go to there's a known hater of AtoZSports who loves to discuss all these things, and that's Kane. Kane on Twitter. He responded to the post or the halftime show tweet and said, "Can't wait to hear how the team won because the Chiefs weren't playing for anything and Mahomes was injured, especially from Buck or JT." And I was like, I mean, yeah, that's exactly what happened. The Titans beat the Chiefs because this isn't the Chiefs. These are not the Chiefs before they were eliminated from the playoffs had a top 10 offense, a top 10 defense. They were really bad 1-7 in one-score games, and they've lost 5 of them by 3 points or less. So, of course, the Titans beat the Chiefs that weren't the Chiefs. I don't know if Kane was thinking he was dunking on us for saying, of course, that. But it's crazy that Kane feels that way. And, no bleep. Of course, the Titans won this game because the Chiefs were so down and out and down bad overall. So, JT, you have any response on Kane calling you out for what actually happened in the game?
I mean, if he wants me to play that part, I can absolutely play that part, but that's not how I feel. I mean, it's regardless. This was, I mean, a lot of a lot of today's game was, I mean, we come into today's game and everybody in this chat is like, hey, this is a what? By the way, people are calling me out because it says Junior Runke, not JT Runke on the
What are you
Titans
talking
post game
about?
graphic. What do you mean?
What do
On
you
my graphic,
think?
it says
I'm,
JR
I'm trying.
Runke.
Dang it! I was literally about to update it as you were saying
Oh,
that,
it's the
and
people were starting to catch
it's
on right there, which I think is
I was
hilarious.
literally getting screwed by the whole like it's taking too long to update button like thing, and so
Oh,
I
damn.
was literally
Well,
about to get away with it before.
either
Yeah,
way. Yeah, I mean, everybody in the chat earlier was saying that this was going to be a preseason game, and now that the Titans win, we want to pretend that wasn't the case. Like, there are still things you can take away from this game while also recognizing that I mean, for if you want this to be even more so the case for the Titans, they did what they should have done. Then, if you want to call this a preseason squad that they went up against in the Chiefs, then the Titans did what they needed to do, which is total domination and suffocation against a lesser team, which the Chiefs were today. And I think that's exactly what happened. And we're going to talk about all the really good things that Cam Ward and this offense and the defense did today. But you can still understand that they were playing a lesser opponent with all the injuries, and they did what they needed to do, which is what we said early on. We felt like they had a really good shot to win this game. And guess what they did? They had a really good shot to win this game, and they won handedly.
and I thought I picked the Titans to win this game in the pregame show before Gardner Minshew got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Right before I even knew who Chris Oladokin was. Like that
Yeah,
the name I said that's a fake person. That is a character in the Game of Thrones, for all I know. I don't know if they had Chris's back then, but that's what he sounds like. And so look, since this is the Chiefs defense, Austin. No, it's not, Bobbin. It's not the Chiefs defense. They had McDuffie out. They had Chanel out. They had so many other guys out. They had Bolton and Chris Jones in there. And my X factor, we'll talk about later on, goes to that overall. But let's get you guys more involved. I see super chats have flown in as well. So we're going to get to your super chats too. And make sure you hit that like button, like the show while you're in here. That goes a long way for us on Facebook and YouTube. But we do have to give our one words. What is one word to describe this Titans win over the Chiefs? One word to describe this Titans win over the Chiefs. But first, let me tell you guys about our great partners at T-Dot. It is Nobody Trashes Tennessee season. Littering is a massive problem across our state. There's over 88 million pieces of litter in Tennessee, and we can all be a part of that solution by going to nobodytrashestennessee.com. You can find out the litter cleanups that are near you. It's a great way. I always say this, your son or daughter, maybe they're going through school. They have some like volunteer requirements. It's also the holiday season, a great time to volunteer. It's going to be 70 degrees on Christmas Day. It's going to be really nice weather. So if you need to get out there and volunteer when you got some downtime, get your kids out of the house while they're on school break as well. NobodyTrashesTennessee.com is where to go. So much money and resources are poured into this. They can all use the public's help. NobodyTrashesTennessee.com. JT, I'll send you to the chat. One word to describe the Titans win 26-9 over the Chiefs today. What do you see?
Yeah, pistol grip starts with bald. I think he is referring to Cam Ward balling out there. Cap says it was tragic, and with her classic quotidian there, which is always a good one. Ed says it was dumb. Big says finish. Eric says easy. Marvo says growth. What's popular says positioning. Bork says youth. MB says preseason. Richie says screen because the screen pass is never going away. Jeff says backups. Today, right? It did. D-Dread said unhelpful. Amnesia said Simmons. Progress. One word is Festivus, which I think is funny. Daniel Caribbean says Camp Chise. Anthony Cook, dominance, refreshing, lovely. You have the opposite side as well. Guy says horrible. Pistol says rookies. Winner. Worthless. Developmental. Refreshing. Growth. Big says his one word is wide receiver 1 because he believes they still need it. Wes says satisfying. Adam says therapeutic. Legit. Inevitable. Fun. Progression. Meh. Love. backups, growth, expected, all of these. Un-McCoy-like. Yes, it was an un-McCoy-like game. So
why was it? What would make this one un-McCoy like?
Because he kept going for it
until he didn't.
Well, I guess, yeah, and then it worked out for them because they got the penalty and
there was even like the quarterback sneak that was stuffed. It was the right coach. That example is why we were so mad that they didn't run the quarterback sneak earlier, because when a quarterback sneak gets stuffed, you kind of go, okay, defense got you on that one. Now you can say probably not the smartest thing to quarterback sneak with a quarterback who's not good at it against Chris Jones, but even then you take like the decision is no longer the head coach's fault when it doesn't work. It's the player's fault for not executing the quarterback sneak. So I do give you, it was a un-McCowardly game. So no Mike McCoward today. And
he'll be buzzing he will be
super
excited in the
post-game press conference. Something. Yeah. And I cannot wait to cringe through it on that one. So JT, do you have a one word you want to get to?
I do. I'm going to go with tractor because Cam Ward proved me correct in what I wanted to see today. In that second half, he came out, and this is once again when we were at halftime, people were saying Cam does not look good, and then it takes one half of football to totally change that idea of Cam Ward today, and he deserves as much as so. Like, he had a really good second half. He comes out immediately and has really two big chunk plays, deep balls down the field on the sideline that are both really nice balls that he throws there to Chimere Dike and Elikaya Manor to get a quick score right there. It is the one time that we've really seen Cam Ward elevate this offense. It was the complement of the rushing attack with how Cam Ward was seeing the field and how he was throwing the ball in that second half that really made this team score 26 points on them. It could have been more, absolutely.
Should have been more.
Yeah, should have been more. But you look at because of the
ref.
Yes. The ref, yes, exactly. But he showed a lot that he can at times elevate. I thought his second half was very, very good today. And this was a game that I think he really needed to have. You also look at his stat line there and what he was able to put up today. 21 of 28, 75% completion percentage, which is really good. 228 yards today, 8.1 yards per attempt. So once again, starting to throw that ball a little bit more downfield there. 2 touchdowns and a 122 rating today. You just saw a lot from him that I really liked in that second half. And as the Titans just tweeted out, he also passes Marcus Mariota to become the franchise leader in passing yards by a rookie. So great game from him today. Certainly wasn't great in the first half. He was fine, but it really turned it on in the second half, and he really pulled this team to a sizable victory.
Yeah, and Marcus, I believe, played in 14 games as a rookie. This was Cam's 15th game. So, it's not, it's close, right? So I will say, I think Marcus had he had Delaney Walker. So, I'll say that. Marcus had Delaney Walker. The Titans don't have anything close to Delaney Walker on this roster, especially because Calvin Ridley went down. Calvin Ridley sneakily was not that far off of a 1,000-yard season pace, but just missed so much time. So, excuse me. I think that's tractor's a good one word over that. Marco says pleasant. Cole, they refuse to talk about Cam breaking the record. Cole, shove it, man. Like, chill out. We can only say things one at a time. We're getting through it all. We're going to grade Cam Ward 2, man. Come on. Chill out on that. Nobody's hating on Cam Ward. Chill out about a record that really doesn't mean anything overall. So, all right. My one word, JT, is going to be bookmarked. Multi-meaning.
Okay.
This game is a bookmark game. You're either going to bookmark it as a real sign of turnaround, right? This is the 4th out of 5 games the Titans have scored 24 points or more without a DK return touchdown or a touchdown pick 6 from Cody Barton, right? So this is they're scoring points on offense. Cam Ward now has 3 consecutive games of 2 touchdown passes, where he had 0 of those games in the first 12 games that he played. Now he's put together 3 in a row. They get a home win over a logo that means something across the league. I think we all understand what this version of the Chiefs is, but the logo matters. When people see this, that, they didn't watch it, they understand. But you're bookmarking this game because you've got Alec making plays, DK making plays, Chig making plays, Tony over 100, Tajay big game, defense shutting them down all over the place, right? Jeff gets a safety. Or you're bookmarking this because your draft order tumbles. And so I will show the updated Tankathon, and that is after the Titans get to 3-12, they fall all the way to 5, pending Arizona. Now you really need Arizona to win. So and they're playing the Falcons, which
it's early in this game, and they're up 3-0, and Kirk Cousins just threw an interception, so they get the ball back as well. So hey,
go Cards, go.
Yeah. So if the Cardinals were to lose, you move back to 6th. If they win, you're still at 5th. And then of course you have the upcoming Saints game as well.
Yes, and the Saints ended up winning. So that's good, because now if you beat the Saints, you're at least not going to be, behind them, because of your strength of schedule continues to be a monster up there. And the Cardinals is also getting closer and closer to your strength of schedule, but you still need the Cardinals to win. So this Cardinals game is pretty large. So my one word is bookmarked. You're either kicking yourself because you won this game and you lost out on the premier draft capital at the top, or you're bookmarking this game because you're looking back and you're saying, this is when it started. This is when the good stuff started. So I don't know what side of the bookmark it's going to be, but that's my one word. Any thoughts on that one, JT?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is, like I said, this is the one game you look back to as proof of concept that Cam Ward can elevate this team at times. We're still talking about Cam Ward with receivers Van Jefferson, first-year Alec Iomanner, and Chimere Dike as your main 3 top receivers. He did a lot of things in this game that elevated the talent around him. And I think that is one way you can see it. Or we may look back in 2 weeks when, if the Titans let's say they win another game against the Saints or even the Jaguars, we're going to be looking at a totally different crop of talent that we're going into the draft or in the offseason with, right? We'll forego the idea that they can trade back to then starting to talk about what is the best player available that you can take. But that is for a later conversation. The bottom line is the Titans took care of business today, especially once Gardner Minshew goes down. Once Gardner Minshew goes down, and you have Chris, I don't even still know how to say it, Oladokun come in, a guy who is Oladokun. He's a guy that has never played in the NFL. He's never taken a snap. And so the Titans do what they needed to do, which is, in fact, take care of business, really suffocate that offense. They didn't get a lot going outside of a few plays here. And you get the win here. And I think that's exactly what they needed to do today, especially against this team and where they are right now. And so you can absolutely bookmark this as one of the moments where you say, depending on what the draft will be, it'll be interesting. I'll bookmark it in my mind, because I'm sure we will get comments in 6 months that say that stupid Chiefs game that we didn't need to win, ruined something.
I will remind you guys, we did this a couple years ago when J.C. Latham was the 7th overall pick. The Titans won a game late in the year for no reason to bump them back a spot, and everybody's favorite wide receiver, Malik Nabers, went right in front of your nose. And if you lose that game, you get either Joe Alt or Malik Nabers. And, look, that's all. I think J.C. Latham still is panning out. I think if Dan Moore and J.C. Latham continue, and the offensive line, Peter Skronsky, my God, just putting Christian Fulton in the grave on that
Yes.
on that pull around. That was incredible. Christian Fulton's dad just going full Arthur clenched fist, just so angry somewhere. But, I think that if this offensive line continues to play well enough at how it is, then I think you're fine with that. But again, like, that's kind of what I'm saying is, like, that one game, and I believe that was the Vrabel, Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, kind of walkout farewell win over the Jags was going into that 24 draft where you were 7th instead of 5th or 6th because you won the last game of the season. Now you kept the Jags out of the playoffs. It felt good. Henry had the moment, talking to the crowd, going big for it. Then you fire Vrabel. So it's very different. But I do think that is a bookmark. So Craig says, don't be Debbie Downers. Not being a Debbie Downer. The word is a bookmark. The word is bookmarked. It's either going to be, which side of the bookmark are you on? Are you on the bookmark spot of when this started to turn upward and started to become special? Or is this the bookmark because you missed out on the guy that you wanted because you were one spot back? You missed out on the quarterback draft trade down spot and for adding more picks because you won one extra game that you really didn't need. So I think that's kind of my overall thoughts on this one. So let's continue our post-game show here live. Make sure you hit that like button on Facebook and YouTube. Titans win 26-9. Pistol Grip says, of course, Alt and Neighbors are both hurt. Yes, I know that. That happens. All right. Cole, I'm about to ban you, man. I'm about to ban you because we literally talked about that. So I'm about to ban you. All right, moving forward on this post-game show here, hit the like button. What was the drive of the game that impacted the outcome most? So we actually have, I think, many options here. What was the drive of the game that impacted the outcome most? And JT, I'll let you tell everybody about our great partners at Botero Carts.
Yes, it's the holiday season coming up, and what better time to buy that loved one a golf cart? And that you got to do it with our friends at Botero Carts. They make it so easy to buy that new golf cart in your life because life is short, and you got to buy a golf cart with our friends over at Botero Carts. 0% financing for 36 months with carts starting at just $6,700. They're open 7 days a week with a full service, sale, and rental dealership available to you with 2 locations to serve you in the Middle Tennessee area. One in Gallatin and their new location in Columbia, Tennessee. There's no dealer fee, no credit card fee, so no hidden fees when you buy your shiny new golf cart. And it is shiny and new because it is stored indoors out of the elements. They also have a no credit needed option if you want to take that route as well. It's the holiday season and life is short, and you got to buy a golf cart with our friends at Botero Carts.
All right, hit that like button for us. We have super chats to get to. We will grade Cam Ward here later on. We got a lot of good things to continue to talk about through this post-game show, but the drive of the game that changed it all. JT, you want to go to the chat to see what you're seeing from the audience? I think there's definitely a lot of options here, which is going to make for good back and forth so we can find out where was that moment that you were like, bang, the Titans got this, or where you knew the Titans were going to win.
I mean, Matthew kicks it off here, which I think is going to be a very popular one. The first drive of the second half, you come out playing some of the cleanest offensive football you've played all season, especially. And then after that, or I guess before that, you saw what the Chiefs were doing, which was not a lot on offense with their new quarterback. And so to have that good of a first drive, I think is very helpful there. And that's an impactful one. Damian also agrees there and says first drive of the second half. Darren says the DK touchdown drive. Shrike says the drive that Minshew got hurt on, which I mean, I don't think it's unfortunate, but I don't think it's, I get like second one, I guess, because came
that was
back.
The first drive.
I guess you're right.
Hurt on that first drive.
Which changes the entire landscape of the game, which I think is fair.
20 with 13:33 left in the first quarter. 8-yard run, Gardner Minshew scrambled. That's when he got a pop
yeah. Damn. Anthony also says drive after the half. First drive of second half, starting with the touchdown, was huge. The penalty bailout drive from Bork, which I think does also put the pedal on the gas there. The field goal penalty also says Rooney there. First drive after the half there. First drive in the second half. first drive when Minshew got hurt. So a lot of Minshew first drive there of the whole game. James says first drive in total, the first touchdown drive there. First defensive drive when Minshew went down. I think those are a couple of them because it does change a lot of the game. But then also this one, the safety kind of told us what was going to happen if the defense stayed aggressive and just kind of pinned their ears back. And I have to agree with that. Like that is also an important one for me. I do have to I'm going to take the lame answer and go with Cam Ward's stellar drive out of half, because it just showed you that you were going to be able to put pressure on this Chiefs defense and kind of do what you needed to do to win this game. And especially with how the Chiefs offense was operating, a score like that quickly kind of put it into perspective how out of hand this game could have gotten very quickly, and it ended up doing that because the Titans were able to continue to put that pressure on the Chiefs defense, and the offense really had no answer.
Yeah, especially because you had 3rd and 4 on the first set of downs on that drive, and Cam Ward hasn't really, like, his stats didn't look bad, right? But like he wasn't playing great in the first half, and then he hits Elliott down the sideline for 25 yards on 3rd and 4 to really spark that drive, and then turns around 2 plays later and hits Chim on a scramble play, which was a great play, great throw, great catch by Chim Dike. So great play all around for 30, and then being able to punch that in there with the 1-yard touchdown pass to the rookie Chim Dike. So that was a phenomenal drive. Just to be different, just to point out some different moments of the game, because I think that's definitely the leading candidate overall. And Minshew getting hurt is definitely a big one. I'm going to go to the touchdown drive that made it 23-9, because the Chiefs moved the ball, they kicked a field goal, right? So they made it just a 1-score game, and then you respond to that with a 10-play, 64-yard drive, 6 minutes off the clock. Yes, you got the extended life because of the offsides and the field goal, but you took advantage of it, right? So I think that's a big moment too, of not to where the Arizona game where you took advantage of the other team's mistakes. Now, they gave you points. The Cardinals gave you points. This one is you took points off of your own scoreboard and kept the football and then added more points. So I think that is a big time grow up factor to be able to punch that in there to make it 23-9 to end any opportunity of the Chiefs having life. So that was a true nail in the coffin type moment, or twisting of the knife, just to get super gory on that one, is being able to continue that drive after a made field goal and punch it in for a touchdown to truly end it overall. So I think there's some really good options on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. One more I do have to say. Jared says, I went and got chicken tacos at halftime. Should I do that from now on? Because that drive may have been the most, to the Mexican rexrestaurant, would have been the most impactful.
Wait, like in the stadium, or?
No, he's just saying he went out at halftime and he drove his car to get tacos, which was most impactful.
I don't, if you know me, I'm superstitious. Like, the Titans aren't my team, but if you're the Vols, and I'm saying if Tennessee goes on a run, basketball, football, whatever, I'm like, nobody move. Nobody, don't do anything. If you need to change T-shirts, change couches, change TVs, you do it. You do what you got to do. If you got to get chicken tacos at halftime, you go get tacos at halftime.
That's the drive that's going to matter from now on, Jared. You're locked in. Make sure you
get yourself a golf cart and just make that quicker. Exactly. Zip it around there through traffic, because you got to get back while our halftime show's on your phone. So no, that's a go in there too. And MB, did you guys see that third string QB? The Chiefs clearly were not going to score any more points on offense, even against the Titans defense. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. We all know what the state of this Titans team is. So, all right, let's go ahead and grade Cam Ward, because I think this is it's an important conversation because of what Cam Ward was doing in the first half, and then what he did in the second half of the game. So every post-game show, we grade the Titans quarterback. We've been doing it for almost a decade here on AtoZSports. Now let's grade Cam Ward. What do you grade Cam Ward? A+ through F are the options. What letter grade do you give Cam Ward here on this game? We'll go through his stats. I'll just do that real fast. I'll pull up the box score. Cam Ward, maybe his best box score game of the season, 21 of 28. threw for 228 yards, averaged 8.1 yards per attempt, 2 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, sacked twice for 16 yards lost, and then also had 4 carries for 9 yards. That includes some kneels downs, but had a long of 11 yards to run for a first down there. So grading Cam Ward, we will let you guys have those grades rolling. First, we'll tell you guys about BTA Sports. BTA Sports, help me out, win some bets. JT, another win for the graphics, right?
Yep.
Chig DK over 27.5. Bing, check mark. My parlay of Chig, 25 plus yards. Alec, 25 plus yards. Cam, touchdown pass, boosted to plus 375. Bing, right there. BTA Sports helped me win those bets. One single and in a parlay right there. Made my Sunday great. BTA Sports can help you out, make you a better sports better. Download the app today. Use the code ATOZSports. That's a 14-day free trial and then a 12-month subscription of $79. You get the rest of this NFL season plus the playoffs, next year's Major League Baseball, all next year of football right there too. So BTA Sports, hit that link in the description right there. BTA Sports, better for betters. JT, to the chat you go. Grading Cam Ward, what do you see?
Yeah, B-Birds kicks us off and says a B. Cam, Darren's giving Cam a B. A plus game from Cloud Thou Seen. I believe that's how you say that. Rooney says B plus. Jake says A freaking plus. Earl says B plus. Eric says B plus. Pistol says A plus. Steve, B plus. Anthony Cook, B plus. B. It's an A from Ann there. Titans Kyle says B plus there. A, solid overall day. Willie says B. Cause says B plus. Curtis gives him a B. Scotty, it's an A, C minus. Derek says, I want to say A, but it feels like glazing him. He says there.
That's
David says C minus. Raymond says C minus or A minus. J-Dub A. Guy B plus. Katie A plus. Deborah B. Shrike says first true B level game he's played, B plus. Colin says A. Mike Peck says A plus, B plus, A. Jeff says B, good and bad. Jared says A. C plus plus plus. Caesar says A. B plus, shaky start but was flawless in the second half. B plus, B, A, solid day overall, A minus, B plus. And then Jack, of course, gives us some of our grades. So recently in week 14, against the 49ers, I gave him a C plus for that effort. Week 13, I gave him a C. And the last time you were on here, which I believe was the Jacksonville game, that was a F from you.
What was week 11?
Week 11.
I said a B, apparently.
Yeah, so that was what game was that? Before the Jacksonville game.
Week 11 was right after the bye.
Yes. now I don't. Yeah, Seahawks.
Okay.
Seahawks.
Or Texans. Maybe.
Oh, Texans. One of those.
One of those. Yeah, I don't think this is an A game. I think we, as Cam would say, his standard is higher. I'm curious to see Cam's reaction win. You know, is he going to be all poo-poo-y like he was last time? I think it's a B plus. I think B plus is the correct grade for this. I think the second half you saw a little bit of like, I'm going to end this game on my shoulders, and I thought that was impressive. So I like the play call and the execution, the ball handling from Cam on the flip to Chig for the touchdown was pretty. Ball placement for the Chim touchdown was also very pretty. Couple of deep balls that he connected down the field. That's what we've been looking for. There was really nothing over the middle. Again, there wasn't a lot of like high difficulty type things a lot of the game, but he took what was there and he got sacked a couple times, but I think it's a B plus for sure. Took care of the football. This was a game where you cannot afford to turn the ball over at all because now you're giving a lifeless team a little bit more juice. So I think it's a B plus, which is phenomenal. I mean, that's what you want to see from Cam Ward here at the end of this rookie season.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was his best game of the season. So, and
I would agree.
I'm deciding what I really want to give him an A minus because the first half was not great from Cam. You have that one ball that you just can't miss Gunnar Helm like that. It needs to be played. It needs to be played better, placed better. You have that really wonky ball to Elikai Manor down the side of the field, not getting a lot going on offense until the second quarter. But man, you come out of half, and for a Titans team, offensively, defensively, no matter what, a team that has always come out lifeless on outside of on the second half whenever they start with the ball or on defense, I really think you just saw a lot of good stuff from Cam in that second half in terms of operating the pocket. Certainly the sacks that he was taking by himself was an issue that he kind of fixed in the second half. He just made a lot of adjustments and fixed a lot of things in the second half that made me say, like, this is a guy who is adjusting on the fly, is, you know, learning from his mistakes in that first half and fixing some of those immediately with the two balls. I mean, the two balls that he threw to Elikai Manor and Chimere Dike were some of the prettiest balls he's thrown all season. And so, I mean, the only
I don't
reason
think you can give him. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the only reason I want to, like, yeah, I think it's a B+ though, because just some of those throws in the first half I'd like to have back, but I think he did a lot of things better in the second half to get him to where, like, this is a game that he's still not doing the downfield things a lot. You're not seeing a lot of, like, huge threat plays down the sidelines or down the middle of the field, besides the two of them that he had there. It's a lot more in the short, immediate area. But
yeah,
and certainly in the first half, you have to hit some of those. So I'll go like B+.
Well, Claude House says you guys are freaking miserable, and Ready Set Pedigo says, what would be an A then? I mean, like, this game, I don't think there was a way it could have been an A. That's just not what the game called for. You know, like, they ran the ball 40 times. Okay, let's take away the 2 kneel downs. They ran the ball 38 times. Yeah. So, I mean, Tony had 21, Tajay had 13, Cam had 2 actual runs. One of them was a sneak that failed. Chestnut, Mullings each had 1. So it's not like there was enough opportunity there for him to go for an A. It was a B+ because he didn't mess anything up. And, you know, J-Dub says Cam's a bust, number 1 overall pick, and will never be graded an A. That's not – this is a sarcastic comment because of what I've seen. No, that's not what we're saying at all. I mean, this was also a lifeless Chiefs team. So there just wasn't the situation that was there. He made the plays that he was supposed to make. The first half left some on the field. I think there was more that could have been done, but it was his best game of the season by far. I mean, and he still had ways to grow.
Yeah, if we go back to, like, I would put this game on par. I think it was slightly better than the Seahawks one, which I thought, like, was also a really good game for him.
But that game, you were also down 30-10, right? This game and the Browns game,
you were leading the entire time.
The lead. And here's where I think Cam deserves some credit.
I also disagree with this. Like, you're putting too much blame on Cam for that Helm pass. I am giving Helm his flowers for somehow even being able to get that close to getting that ball and catching that and coming down in bounds. I mean, the ball didn't need to be thrown super high or with as much urgency as he did on that one. And so, like, that, he had a really slow start in that game. And so the things he did in the second half are really the part of the game that I say, this is, if you can play like this, because once again, have we seen Cam Ward play like that for 4 quarters this season in a game? No.
I mean, he wasn't like in the first half, he wasn't good, but he also wasn't bad. You know, he missed a couple of plays. He made some plays. They were up by 3, 9-6 or whatever the halftime score was. And then they stomped on him. Again, they bled the Chiefs out. Like they had 3 touchdown drives in the second half, and they should have had. Well, they had 2 touchdown drives. They should have had a third because that was the ref's fault for taking that one off the board. And they went 9 plays, 75 yards, 4.5 minutes. 10 plays, 64 yards, 6 minutes. 13 plays, 57 yards, 6 minutes plus. That was the should have been a touchdown because the ref messed it up. But and a lot of that was running the football. Tony Pollard, 3rd straight 100-yard game. As a team, the Titans ran 38 times besides the kneel downs for 160 yards. Like they bled the Chiefs out. And that's the offensive line deserves a lot of clout for that game too.
Absolutely. You look at what they did in the second half. They delivered a very clean performance in that second half, and probably one of the best ones that they've had. I mean, we can kind of put the Lloyd Cushenberry can't work in the run game kind of argument to bed, because you saw him on that Tyjae Spears run there, looked really, really light and really nimble on that one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they had a great game.
And means only A to Z can take a solid win and turn it into nothing. Man, y'all are wild. Terrible us running the ball, says Big Rich. That's what you're supposed to do. No, we're not hating. Like we both said this is Cam Ward's best game of the season. Like this is a positive thing. But guess what? Like if you're gonna hand out A's, you gotta the game kind of has to allow for Cam to do that. It was a boring game for him after the first touchdown. So it's a B plus. We're not hating at all. It's the best game he's had. Like I think there will be games. Go ahead.
Easton chimes in with his wild grading scale and says if he was on the show right now, he'd give Cam Ward a B plus. So we are B plus across the board.
Yeah, we're not hating. We're not hating. And Mike Peck says now he's too boring. No, the game was boring. Listen to what we're saying. Like the game was boring and Cam didn't need to do anything because the Titans ran the ball 38 times for 160 yards. Like that's not like, and you know what an A is? An A is like Caleb Williams the other night. Like the game's on the line and he can't, like it was a lower scoring game. I get it. But that's an A, guys. That's an A. We've seen A's play quarterback for the Titans before. Today was not that. It was a great game. It was his best game of the season. It's not an A. Ryan Tannehill had an A when they beat the Chiefs in 2019 and had a fourth quarter comeback. That's an A grade. This is a B plus. This is a great win. It's a good thing for this team. Good. It's not great. It's good. Sorry.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with you there. I mean, if you want to be perfectly thinking that this is the greatest quarterback game in the world, it's just not the show for you.
Look, man, I sign me up. B plus all day long, and that's what I'm. If Cam Ward has a B plus 12 times a season, the Titans are in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think so.
God, like you guys are just like the people that are upset at us in the chat for giving him a B plus for throwing for 228 yards and 2 touchdowns against this Chiefs team. You guys are not having your standard high. It's fine. It's a good game. They won it. It's awesome. Great. Celebrate it. We're not mad at Cam for only being a B plus. Johnny, is this a crazy pill?
I think so. I think that's what that is. I don't know. Listen, apparently I hate Cam Ward. Apparently that is the word on the street, and don't know where that came from. But if me saying that I'm going to give him a B plus instead of an A minus because he still is missing some of the easy throws that I think he should be making. And that is being a hater, and the reason why I'm taking him down, and that's because
reasons like you're giving reasons why you're docking his grade and not an A minus, and now that's like so you would rather the teacher so they would rather the teacher just give him a grade and no explanation. That is what the chat who thinks you're hating wants you to do. Give him a grade, no reason. Just don't back it up. Don't show your work. All right, let's keep on moving because look, we can give out game balls. We can give out who had the hot hand here in this game. I want to hear, look, we've talked Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's a freaking beast, right? Let's not allow for Tony Pollard to be an answer to this question because I think there are so many other guys that deserve praise for their role in this 26-9 game. Let's kind of remove the obvious of Tony and Jeff, but who has the hot hand? We'll tell you guys about the Barrel Social Club. They are the destination for poker in Kentucky and in Tennessee. If you're in Middle Tennessee, or maybe you're right at Clarksville area, or just around the Nashville area, they are right above the Kentucky border, just about 15 minutes north of that Kentucky border. And the Barrel Social Club is constantly has games going on. 12 poker tables that run tournaments, cash games 7 days a week, including no limit Texas Hold'em and pot limit Omaha. 16 TVs, including the biggest screens to watch the games in Franklin, Kentucky, and they're open until 4 a.m. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just learning the game, there's a seat for you at the Barrel Social Club right there in Kentucky. It's great because you have downtime. It's the holidays. They're still open. There's just bowl games on at all hours of the day. Whenever there's not NFL games, there's bowl games on, the college football playoff, all this. So the Barrel Social Club right there in Kentucky there. So who had the hot hand? Eliminating Tony Pollard, eliminating Jeff Simmons, because those guys are obvious. Jeff the whole season, and then obviously Tony Pollard 3 games in a row, over 100 yards. But what are you seeing for some hot hands answers here?
Yeah, let's start. Obviously Jeffrey Simmons is going to be there, but since you snuck that one in there at the end, outside of Pollard, Shrike says Chimray DK. This is going to be my answer. Spoiler alert, but I think this is another one as well. Pistol Grip saying Spears. Tyjae Spears had a heck of a day today. Bork said the 4th rounders as a group right there.
Tyjae 105 yards total on 18 touches. That's got to be a season high for him. 18 touches, I think, and then had the rushing touchdown.
Yeah, he had. 13 of those were carries, and then caught all 5 of his targets for 53 yards, and then had, like you said, the touchdown. I think that, for my money's worth, is the answer today, because he was that is the compliment that you've been looking for in the Pollard Spears combo since it was kind of conceived, right? This is what you wanted to see out of this dynamic duo. This is what you were hoping you could kind of get. You could get Tony Pollard, who's going to be, which by the way, be that solid runner who's going to average more than 4.5 yards per carry, ends up with a 4.9 today, is going to be that first and second down back. And then you have Tyjae Spears changing it up with 13 on 52 for 4 yards a carry. And then also being a big threat out of the backfield, 5 for 5, 53 yards today. That's exactly the kind of thing you were envisioning, regardless of the quarterback at your running back position. So I think that played out really, really well today. Curtis also thinks Tyjae Spears is the answer there.
To keep it going on Spears, Mike Peck says, the annual one good game a year from Spears. Like, if you think that, then you're not truly watching Tyjae Spears. Like, that guy gets handed the most difficult assignments whenever the ball gets given to him, because he's either going to make some dude miss right as he gets the football, whether it's a catch or a run. He usually catches the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and has to work his ass off to get just positive yards, and usually does it. I think Tyjae has had a solid year in the margins, and he looks better. I'm guessing Tyjae looks better to a coach grading on film than he does the naked eye or like the box score scouting, because I swear it's like he's got to climb up 3 hills just to get to the line of scrimmage every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, this is very true. And I think you'd like to see it more often, but when it does happen, it's very, very impactful for this team. And I think that it's the perfect compliment. And I don't think he's ever going to be that workhorse back that you maybe thought he could be when you were taking that flyer on him. But he's been like outside. I'm
Listen,
kind of with.
I don't think he was ever meant to be a workhorse
Yeah,
back.
I mean, I'm what's popular says minus injury, Spears would have been playing like this the entire time, and I think I'm kind of with you there. Like the opportunities he gets, he usually makes the most of them. I mean, earlier this season, you've seen even in the bad games, Tyjae Spears. Like if you wanted to find a bright spot, you'd be like Tyjae Spears popped and looked explosive once again today. Like he's done it. It's just that now that it's in a win with so many other good pieces around him, that's where we're like, oh, like Tyjae Spears is still here.
He's got 500 yards from scrimmage in 10 games. Like I think he's as a complimentary piece. I think that's not bad, and it's been a hard. Absolutely. It's like he's been given hard assignments to do that too. So yes. All right, I have an answer.
Okay. Different, by the way, has it been said?
Speaking of running back and injuries, I don't know if you saw this. Quinshon Judkins broken fibula.
Yeah,
the Browns today.
Tough.
That's pretty brutal. I was going to give my hot hand game ball to James Williams. I thought James Williams.
I thought about him
splashed. Too. Being in there for Cedric Gray, who Cedric Gray stole the job from James Williams at the end of training camp when we thought it was James Williams to take. He had 9 total tackles, 8 solo, 1 sack, and that was a tackle for loss. Had another quarterback hit. I thought he was flashy, fast to the football, big, disruptive. So you want Cedric Gray to stay healthy, but I really like the idea of next year having those three linebackers of Barton, Gray, and James Williams. James Williams, year 3 of playing the position next season. That's very enticing. They're building something there for how good Cedric Gray has played so far this season. I like Cody Barton when he's got good players around him. And so I think you've got a really solid inside linebacker core with those 3 dudes. And it was good to see James Williams ball out. Hopefully Cedric Gray comes back and continues to play the last couple of games of the season to stack those because you need all 3 of those guys next year.
No, I was going to say, Derek just said, think we cut Barton, or is it Williams over Gray? It should be neither of them over each other. You need all 3.
No, yes.
I think you
and
still
Mike Peck says, Barton can go. Why? What's why? So many fans are so eager to cut people. This team doesn't need to cut anybody. They have over $100 million of cap space and no dead money allocated. Just you need you don't cut Tony Pollard, don't cut Cody Barton. Maybe you can cut Calvin Ridley. Maybe okay, fine, that's fine. But outside of that, keep them. You don't have to cut anybody.
Yeah, you should be adding people, not.
Or if you cut them in August because they get beat out.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I think, he's not only just
and thank you. Okay, you can cut L'Jarius Sneed too. I forgot about him because he's been so relevant. You can cut L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah.
So cut L'Jarius Sneed, cut Calvin Ridley. After that, it's fine. Just keep everybody else.
You also talk about a guy who's a massive impact on that locker room. Barton is absolutely worth keeping because of what he brings to the locker room, which you never really see that. And those things are things that you don't get to see, but he has been a huge impact on that locker room, and I think he brings the right type. He's the right type of energy that this team needs, and so I think it's absolutely worth keeping.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley also voted a captain too, so I don't know what that situation is going to be. Again, they don't have to. You don't got to. So who is your hot hands? Did I cut you off already? Did you
no, it was Tyjae. Tyjae was going to be mine. So we had that conversation.
Okay. I think I thought Elikai Manor played his first solid game in a while. 3 catches, 58 yards on 4 targets. Normally Alex got 3 catches, but he's got 8 targets.
Yeah.
But 3 catches on 4 targets for 58 yards. And I thought that was a really solid game. For a lot of guys. You wish Gunnar Helm got more opportunity, but just 2 catches for 9 yards. But Cam played well. Nobody's hating on a B+ is a good thing. So I really like what's going on here.
Yeah, I kind of alluded to that at the beginning of the show. It felt like today both these guys broke through, at least like Chimere DK, maybe not as much, but Elikayo Manor felt like he absolutely like broke through his rookie wall today, getting back to it. The only target that he dropped was the one deep ball that Cam kind of underthrew and looked a little bit wobbly on that. But outside of that, 3 for 58, averaging 19, almost 20 yards a catch, with his longest being 25 there. Like, that's exactly what you want from Elikayo Manor. Like, that is the type of wide receiver 2/3 hybrid deep threat type of big bodied guy that you hope he can become. If he can get those 3 to 4 catches a game, averaging that amount, like, I think that is exactly what you want from him. Now, it doesn't still means like you look at what they had today, right? And I think this is an absolutely fair conversation. I saw someone bring up, like, as I was talking about how the Cam is still not really shooting the ball down the middle of the field, and we're not seeing as many explosives or as many chunk plays that, could keep a defense even more so on their toes. Someone brings it up, like, they're not exactly calling them. And I think that's absolutely fair, because they don't have the type of receivers that you need to do that. And that's why I give him a B+, because there still is some that he are making that look really, really good. And so you look at what you have, like, once again, you definitely still need to go find your receiver in the draft. Absolutely. Because if your leading receiver is 3 for 58, like, that's not going to get it done on a game-to-game basis.
No, but you can win the game when you have a 100-yard rusher, another 50-yard rusher, and then you have 4 guys over 40 yards receiving. Again, like, they suffocated and bled out the Chiefs. Like, this game was a team win. They got a partial block punt, no turnovers. They didn't force any turnovers either, but they just bled the Chiefs out. It was a team win. That's why, like, collectively, a lot of guys played very well. And Esco brings up, nobody wants to talk about the new cornerback. Anthony says the new backup DBs weren't that bad today. Keeman Hall was making some plays. Yeah, 40 showed up, right? Like, they had some guys show up and play okay.
Sure.
Pretty well. Truman Jones, sack and a half.
Exactly, right? I mean, yeah, all around solid game from a team that, once again, that you were playing that is in as rough shape as you. And so it was kind of refreshing to see the Titans on the opposite side of a team that makes the dumb penalties, that makes the dumb mistake on the offensive line or something like that. Like, that was a totally different thing. Like, to see a team go 3 and out because they're the one this time getting called for an offside, and then the next play, another false start, like 2 in a row, and then they're backed up behind the sticks and they cannot convert. Like, that was refreshing to see, for sure.
All right, we got some super chats to get to, but do want to tell everybody about Lipscomb University, their sport analytics program. They got you covered. If you're looking to change your career into something that you're passionate about, and if you're watching this show, you're passionate about sports in some form or fashion, Lipscomb University can help you find that career path working in the world of sports analytics. That could be just working for a team, could be working for a media company, working for a data company like BTA Sports. There's a lot of different ways and different areas of the world that you can work in sport analytics, and Lipscomb University is doing this with an online grad program to get your grad degree, so you can continue doing it and working towards that while you've got what you got going on, not to disrupt anything. If you have somebody that you know who's an undergrad in college and wants that next level grad program, Lipscomb University is right there for them too. Across the country, nationally recognized, but located here in Nashville. Again, an online program, Lipscomb University Sport Analytics, right there for you. Want to get the super chats? I'll go in chronological order.
I do have one insight today from an analytical perspective.
Okay, I
can go now if you want, just real quick.
No, we'll get that. I want to get the super chats. Right. They were taking. We took too long for the super chats. We should have gotten there earlier. Keen Visa says, and taking his job of locking in and like the show. Hit that like button if you have not yet.
You got to make sure you declare yourself eligible to like the button too. Though.
That's right. You have to apparently, rub your chest, raise your hand, which Alex says, how much will the chat overreact to being the Chiefs practice squad? Quite a bit, it turns out. Amnesia.
Good one to come back to.
Yeah, Amnesia says, Cam now has as many wins as Levis did with several weapons around him, has more yards, less interceptions, and doing it with so much less. Can Cam get the Titans to 4 or 5 wins this season? Let's go tighten up. Look, we got only 2 shows this week because it is Christmas, so just Monday, Tuesday shows before the rest of the week is off. But they got a winnable game. The Saints are now winners of 3 in a row. I said the pregame show, if the Titans win today, they're winning 2 in a row.
We'll see. I don't know how much I believe you on that.
The Saints
I
are
understand.
Not capable of winning 4 games in a row, JT.
Okay.
It's just not possible.
We'll see. We'll see.
Now,
it'll be interesting.
Yes. So I think there's another win on the schedule, possibly. Big Rich says, wide receiver 1, here we come. I like our rooks, but they aren't quick separators, and Ward will continue to throw screens or struggle versus the blitz until it's fixed. I think I would agree with that across the board there, too. David says, Titans break with hurt Chiefs. It's been a tough schedule. Yeah, it has been. And this came at a good time for this team to get a win where it wasn't that tough. Appreciate the $2 there. No comment to that one. Go Titans, thank you, says the Cruzan, which I guess is the Giants fan.
There you go.
Giants fan is pumped because they stay right there.
Yeah. Yep. No real threat there. So.
And the Raiders will lose to the Texans today. I have no idea what's going on in that game, but that's going to happen.
Yeah, I saw. I don't know who the quarterback was, but someone for the Raiders threw a pick 6. So
nice.
That happened. So.
All right. And then I believe the Cardinals are still winning. Last I saw it was 10-3 Cardinals, which the Titans need to happen.
It's 13-10 Cardinals right now.
Okay, so 13-10. The Falcons put a touchdown on the board. Interesting.
Yes.
All right. Astro with Eric. Looking at the past 3 games, how does this elevate the attraction coming to Nashville during the head coaching search? Yes.
I was gonna say I don't know how much there. In my opinion, the job is the job. Like I think you like. If there's one thing that can happen, it's another game like Cam had today. Like Cam's play can be the thing that moves it, but like the wins or losses, I think by themselves is not going to make this job more attractive or unattractive.
I think
right.
I think the way that Cam Ward throwing 6 touchdowns in the last 3 games, it's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has 13 on the season. 6 of them have come in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I think just positive all around that for that one. All right, you do have an analytical look at this game?
I do.
Let's see.
And this is interesting. So on Cam's best day today, that we're calling it, he averaged his quickest time to throw of this season, which was 2.42 seconds. And he absolutely thrived. He completed 15 of 18 attempts under 2.5 seconds for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns, and was blitzed at a 48.4% chance, or I guess 48% of his dropbacks where he was blitzed on, which was the second highest rate for him this season. He completed 9 of 13 for 117 yards and a touchdown when blitzed. And entering today, though, his 37.7% success rate on quick throws was the lowest in the NFL by more than 5 percentage points. So certainly look to improve on that today.
There you go. Pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good. And just to wrap things up, JT, your X factor from X Golf this morning in the pregame show was for Cam to play a tractor game.
Yes, it was. And
now,
he did that.
Not an easy A, but again, like in the margins, a tractor game for Cam Ward. So Cam Ward gets by far his best game, I think. And he was the reason why the Titans were able to put up points and win. Tony Pollard deserves a lot of credit as well. Tyjae Spears, big game. Guys caught the football. Were there any drops?
Maybe like 2.
But were they weren't like egregious though, right?
I don't think so. No, I would remember
any incompletion was like Cam threw the ball away a couple times. The Gunnar Helm had 1 target that wasn't a catch, and it was the 4th down one that came over threw him out of bounds. So there was some incompletions, but not like crazy drops.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says DK had some bad drops again. I don't know. I mean, not like what we saw earlier in the year, I think.
Not like the San Francisco one.
Yeah.
Like if it was the San Francisco, what I was saying, like if it's the San Francisco one, like that's a bad drop.
Right.
But outside of that,
I'm not remembering. People were saying that the Elliott had a drop early, but contested drop. DK had a drop on third down. Like I know DK slid on the one down the middle, which was a hospital ball too. If DK had not slid,
this is true.
I mean, maybe there's one that I'm just not remembering, guys. Don't. I'm asking a question because I don't remember them. Like that's what I'm just saying. I don't recall, so don't come at you guys like, the one that was obvious. And says, "See you later, B plus the Z Sports." That's not what it's for. That's not what the A stands for. Andrew says, "How about some O-line love?" 100%.
We give them a little bit, yeah. So
We sure did. All right, guys, that is up. That is it. I don't know why I said that's up. That is it. Time is up. There we go. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Victory Sunday. We will be live tomorrow morning for your Victory Monday. Buck Rising is in the locker room, still doing some things, working there. So he will be live for prime time tonight. And so get ready for that. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. Titans win. They are 3-12 on the season, currently picking that 5th spot. Just make sure that the Cardinals beat the Falcons. So go Cards go. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Appreciate it as always.